She told me she was heading to Vegas with the girls and that no boyfriends were allowed on this trip. Then, out of nowhere, she started posting videos of herself dancing close with random guys. I didn't bother calling or texting her. Instead, I just updated my relationship status and went on a few dates of my own. When Jessica saw those notifications, she ended up cutting her trip short. To give you the full picture, I'm 27, a guy who was just making breakfast one morning when Jessica, who's 25, dropped the news about her Vegas plans. We'd been together for 2 years and had lived together for 8 months by that point. Jessica was like, "Me and the girls have booked a Vegas trip for next weekend." I thought, alright, cool. Who all is going? I asked. Me, Megan, Marcus, and Jared, she said. For days packed with pool parties and club nights. Sounds like a blast. I offered, "Want me to drop you off at the airport?" That's when she hit me with, "It's a girls-only trip. No boyfriends allowed." I said, "Okay, got it. Don't be mad, though." She explained that Megan was going through a tough divorce and really needed support. Having guys around would just make things awkward, she said. I wasn't planning on crashing their girls' weekend anyway. She rolled her eyes as she said it. She added, "No texting every 5 minutes. No constant check-ins. We need some space to just be ourselves, you know?" Honestly, that felt like a red flag, but I shrugged it off. So basically, no contact for 4 days. Maybe a quick goodnight text here and there, but mostly they'd be too busy having fun. "Don't be clingy," she warned. "All right," I said. "Have fun." I kissed her on the cheek. She smiled and said, "You're the best. This is exactly why I love you." So understanding. Thursday rolled around, and I drove her to the airport. She looked like she was already ready to hit the club. Tiny dress, heels, the whole deal. She reminded me, "Don't blow up my phone. Trust me. Okay?" I said, "Yeah, I trust you." And she replied, "Good. They say what happens in Vegas stays there, right?" She laughed like it was the funniest joke she'd ever heard. I just stood there, watching her walk into the terminal. Something about it didn't sit right with me, but I shoved that feeling down. I got back to the apartment, threw together some dinner, and let Netflix play in the background. Around 11 that night, I opened Instagram without even thinking. That's when I saw it. Megan's story. For girls up on a rooftop bar. Right in the middle, Jessica. Some random guy had his arm wrapped around her waist. The caption read, "What boyfriends?" I told myself, alright, maybe it's just a pic. No big deal. Could be nothing. Then Jared's story showed up. This time it was a video. Jessica out on the dance floor, grinding up against some guy I didn't recognize. Another clip came up, some dude buying her drinks. She was laughing, her hand resting right on his chest. Then Marcus posted something too. Jessica again, this time doing body shots off some shirtless guy who definitely wasn't me. And the cherry on top, Jessica herself posted 2 videos. Clearly drunk, filming herself with that glassy-eyed look. Single ladies weekend, she slurred into the camera. No boys allowed means no rules. No rules. Alright then. I didn't text her. Didn't call. Didn't even tap on any of the stories from my main account. I just went over to Facebook and changed my relationship status. Single. Then I opened up Bumble. Time for a little update of my own. The next 48 hours rolled in Friday morning. More stories popped up. Jessica again, this time in a bikini, sitting on some guy's shoulders in a pool. Was it the same dude from the club? Someone new? Hard to say. My phone? Quiet. No good morning from her. Guess she was serious about the whole no contact part of the trip. Fine by me. I matched with Bianca on Bumble. She's a prosecutor, 28, and has the kind of smile that makes you forget what you were mad about. We texted through the morning. She was freshly single too. Me? As of yesterday. Meanwhile, my ex was out in Vegas doing single girl things, while still technically in a relationship. Yikes. So yeah, turns out no boyfriends allowed actually meant pretend like you don't have one. Her loss. Coffee Aracoro? Absolutely. Friday night rolled around, and her friends kept posting. The stuff they shared just kept getting worse. One clip showed Jessica full-on making out with pool guy. And of course, Megan chimed in with the caption, "Get it, girl, what he doesn't know won't hurt him." Yeah, I screenshotted that one. Thought it might come in handy. Still nothing from Jessica. No texts. Nothing. But I did notice she checked my WhatsApp profile pic 3 times. Probably making sure I wasn't online while she played her little single girl game. Trying to stay reckless without me watching. Saturday morning came and that coffee date with Bianca turned into brunch. She was sharp, witty, actually curious about what I had to say. Bianca, you're a breath of fresh air. Back when I was with Jessica, she'd be glued to her phone, scrolling nonstop. Me? I've got a rule, no phones during dates. And I like that rule. Keeps things real. Snapped a photo for Instagram, nothing flashy. Just my coffee and someone else's hand reaching for theirs. Bianca's nails were polished, deep red, classy. Looked like she had her life together. Caption read, "Perfect Saturday." Took about 5 minutes for my phone to light up. First text from Jessica since she left. "Who are you with?" Didn't answer. She wanted space, right? No contact? Cool. That works both ways. Then came the calls. 5 in a row. Declined every single one. Text after text. "Hello? Why does your profile say you're single? Who's the girl in the photo? This isn't funny." Meanwhile, her friends were still out there posting like it was spring break. But interestingly enough, Jessica had stopped showing up in their stories. Saturday night came around. I had dinner plans with Anika from the gym. We grabbed Indian food, talked for hours. She ran marathons, ran a business too, owned her own marketing firm. Driven, confident, and, most importantly, not the type to grind on strangers when she traveled. When she said, "Thanks for tonight," it felt genuine. "Been a while since I met someone normal on these apps," she added. I smiled. "Same here. Want to do this again?" Told her about a food festival downtown happening the next day. Posted another picture after dinner. Snapped a shot of the restaurant table, 2 wine glasses across from each other. Caption: "Exploring new cuisines." And just like that, my phone blew up. A bunch of missed calls from Jessica, and 23 texts back to back. They ranged from "please answer" to "you're ruining everything" to "I'm coming home now." Then her friends started chiming in. "Megan, what did you do?" "Jess is freaking out. She's crying and trying to book a flight back." "Marcus, this is so immature. She deserves a girls' weekend." Blocked every single one of them. No hesitation. Update 2 dropped that Sunday afternoon. Got a notification. Jessica was live on Instagram. I opened it from my burner account. There she was, standing at the airport, face streaked with mascara, holding her phone in one hand and venting like it was her diary. "I can't believe he would do this to me," she sniffled. "He changes his relationship status, goes out with other girls, ignores me completely. What kind of psycho does that? Just because his girlfriend wanted to have a little fun." The comment section? Not on her side. "Girl, weren't you grinding on random dudes 2 nights ago? Didn't you literally say you were single? Team boyfriend. Stay strong, king. Actions have consequences, sis." She ended the live real fast after that. Later that evening, I went to the food festival with Anika. And it was incredible. We wandered around trying every stall, talking nonstop, laughing until our sides hurt. I took a selfie of us wearing matching festival wristbands. Caption: "Sunday fun day." That's when my phone rang, and this time it was Jessica's mom. Now, I actually liked her mom, so I picked up. She goes, "Eric?" Jessica just called me absolutely hysterical. What on earth is happening? I kept it simple. Well, she went to Vegas and told me straight up, no boyfriends allowed. Next thing I know, she's posting videos of herself grinding on other guys. So yeah, I'm single now. Her mom paused. What? She told me it was a spa retreat. Yeah, check Megan's Instagram. Not exactly a day at the spa. Long silence. Then she quietly says, "Eric, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that." "I appreciate that, Diane. Really." Then she adds, "She's demanding I pay for her early flight home. Said she maxed out her cards." "That's between you two," I told her. "But she's not getting a dime from me. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes." Even her mom knew what was up. Jessica got back Monday morning. She showed up at my apartment, suitcase in hand, looking like she hadn't slept in days. I was working from home that day. Saw her show up on the doorbell cam. She was pounding on the door, yelling, "Eric, open up. I know you're in there." I didn't budge from my desk. She shouted again, "I live here. You can't lock me out." Thing is, I absolutely could. The lease was in my name only. She'd always insisted on keeping her own place. Said she wanted to stay independent, but she practically lived at mine anyway. That little technicality, about to come back and bite her hard. I hit the speaker button. "Jessica, if you don't leave, I'm calling the cops. For what? She snapped. You're being ridiculous. I do live here. Nope. Check your ID. You don't. She fired back. Are you seriously doing this? Over a couple dances? I sighed. Yeah, Jess. The dances, the body shots, the full-on makeouts, and calling yourself single. It's not just dancing. And you know it. It didn't mean anything, she shouted. It was Vegas. You're supposed to trust me. I did trust you, I said. That's past tense now. I told her. Your stuff's downstairs in the lobby storage. Boxes are labeled. Codes 5225. There was a pause. Then softer. You packed my things? Yeah. You said no boyfriends allowed. So I'm just respecting your boundaries. Eric, please. Let's just talk. But I had a video call with a client in 5 minutes, and her meltdown was echoing through the hallway. I muted the doorbell and got back to work. Update 3. The extinction burst. Jessica wasn't going down quietly. She went straight to social media with the sob story, long-winded post about how I was controlling, how I couldn't handle a strong, independent woman just trying to have fun. But the internet doesn't forget. The receipts showed up almost immediately. Someone dropped the videos in the comments. The same ones with her grinding on strangers, doing shots off some dude's chest, and making out poolside. Hard to play the victim when you filmed yourself acting single. After that, she started going through our mutual friends. Most of them took my side once I showed them the proof. The few that didn't? Honestly, they weren't real friends anyway, so no loss there. But the real shock came when she tried muscling her way back into my life. On Tuesday, bright and early at 6 a.m. She just showed up at my gym. Right in the middle of my workout. She goes, "We need to talk." I told her, "I'm kind of in the middle of a set." Didn't faze her. "I don't care. You humiliated me." I said, "No, Jess. You did that all on your own." At that point, I had already changed my relationship status. When she started raising her voice, the gym staff stepped in and asked her to leave. She refused, so they banned her on the spot. Next day, Wednesday, she popped up again. This time at the place where I usually grab lunch. She saw me sitting there and smirked. "You're here with her?" It was the same girl from Vegas. Jessica looked like she thought she had me. "Bianca, meet Jessica," I said. "Jessica, this is Bianca." "Wait," Jessica snapped. "You replaced me in 3 days?" Bianca chimed in, cool as ever. "Actually 2. We had coffee on Saturday." That set Jessica off. She lunged, like literally lunged across the table. But Bianca, who also happens to be a prosecutor, just stepped aside. Jessica hit the table instead. Management tossed her out and banned her from that restaurant too. But Thursday was next level. I got home and found Jessica sitting on my couch like she owned the place. Lingerie, candles, she went full movie scene. Looked me dead in the eye and said, "Surprise, baby. I forgive you. Let's make up." I just stared. "How the hell did you get in here?" "Oh, I copied your keys a while back. Emergency reasons," she said, like that made it okay. "Jessica, this is breaking and entering." She rolled her eyes. "Don't be so dramatic. I'm your girlfriend." "No, you're my ex. And right now, you're trespassing." "Come on, you're not actually gonna call the cops." "I am, right now." And I did. Cops showed up and found her still sitting there like it was no big deal. She kept arguing with the cops, insisting she had every right to be there. "I live here," she claimed. One of the officers asked, "Ma'am, is your name on the lease?" "No." "Do you receive mail at this address?" "I use my apartment's address." "Then you don't live here," the cop replied flatly. They turned to me. "Sir, do you want to press charges?" I said, "Just trespass her. I want it documented." So they issued her a formal trespass warning. If she ever came back, they'd arrest her on the spot. Now for the final update. 2 months later, and honestly, the aftermath was almost poetic. That Vegas trip ended up costing Jessica way more than just money. Word got around fast about the wild behavior, the break-in, the public scenes. And dating apps? Not so forgiving. That kind of digital reputation doesn't disappear easily. She tried to rebrand herself. Made a new Instagram. Switched up her style. Started posting all that healing journey content. But the internet doesn't forget. One by one, her friends started backing away. Megan even posted something vague but obvious about cutting off toxic people who can't handle consequences. Apparently, Jessica's constant drama finally wore them all out. She had to move back into the tiny studio she always called her Independence Place, except when she was living rent-free at mine. Without my wallet covering half her bills, reality hit hard. Word through the grapevine is, she's now dating some guy who makes her share her location 24/7 and won't even let her have girls' nights. Karma has a twisted sense of humor sometimes. As for me, life's been a whole lot better. Things with Bianca didn't turn romantic, but we stayed friends. She ended up introducing me to one of her co-workers, Chloe. We've been seeing each other for a month now. Chloe's take on Vegas? If you're going, I'm going with you. Pool parties are more fun when someone's there to appreciate the bikini. Finally, someone reasonable. Who knew they still existed? Funny thing, Jessica unblocked me last week. Sent one last message. I hope you're happy. You ruined everything over nothing. I was just dancing. You threw away 2 years because of your ego. I didn't reply, but I did laugh. She went to Vegas screaming she was single, acted like she was single, and then pulled the shocked Pikachu face when I believed her. Made out with random guys and expected me not to even text her. Then, when the fallout hit, she broke into my apartment. But sure, I'm the one who ruined everything. The best part? I saved every screenshot and every video. Not out of spite, just to have the facts straight when people asked. When someone gives you that loud and clear a look at who they really are, right out in the open, no shame, believe them. What happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. Sometimes it follows you all the way home, ruins your relationship, and reminds you that no boyfriends allowed cuts both ways. Jessica wanted a weekend with 0 rules. What she ended up with was a lifetime full of consequences. For those wondering, the trespass warning? Still very much in effect. Nope, she hasn't tried to show up again. I did change the locks and put up cameras just in case. And Chloe? She thinks the whole thing is absolutely hilarious. She even jokes it might be the most expensive girls' trip in history, not just because of the Vegas bills, but everything Jessica lost afterward.